How did a broke ex-athlete found the company Nike that is now a multi-billion dollar shoe company? How did he get successful? What are the tactics he used? Today we're going to be talking Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. In the dog, we're going to unpack the sales mindset and marketing mindset and brand strategy year by year because that's how the book is broken apart. He goes over all of Nike's growth chronologically from 1962 to 1980. So that's how we're going to dive into this. We're going to do a lesson for each year, 18 years for 18 lessons in under 18 minutes. 1962, a young Phil Knight, barely out of high school, is wanting to travel the world and he's very curious. So he actually takes his buddy and he travels to Japan. But his friend ends up finding a girl that he really likes in Hawaii along the way and ends up staying in Hawaii. But Phil takes his travels to Japan, to Europe, and Greece, and takes a full year to travel the world while discovering his passion. In Japan, he ends up finding a shoe company, uh, Oensuka Tiger, which is a shoe company that wanted to distribute in America. So Phil thought, hey, I'm an athlete. I really enjoy shoes and work. And he was actually a track star at Oregon University. So he took a lot of the principles that he learned as an athlete and applied them to his business and to his travels. The lesson I learned from this year is to embrace your curiosity and your courage to find your passion. I work with so many sales reps and so many different people that are just like, I don't know what I want out of life. I don't know what my passion is. It's because they never took the time to figure it out. I'm not saying you have to travel the world or go and do something crazy to found a huge company. All you need to do is try a bunch of different things. Find your passion, find what you're creative about, find what really resonates with you, and then start to build from there. It doesn't have to be your full-time gig. It can be your hobbies, whatever you want it to be. And that's how I found sports psychology and working in sales. So be curious and utilize curiosity and courage to go and make a difference in the world. In 1964, Phil started a company with Bill Bowerman, one of his coaches, and he called it Blue Ribbon, which he actually, when he was in Japan, he totally lied to this tiger company that he had a shoe marketing company called Blue Ribbon. So he goes home and he's like, crap, I have to figure this out. I told them I had this company. So he started the company after he sold somebody that he was going to do marketing for them. Started the company and just used his knowledge from sports and running to be able to get into it. And he also sold encyclopedias door to door. And he ended up starting selling shoes door to door. Nike started as a door to door company from one kid. One kid started knocking door to door selling shoes to athletes and talking to his other Oregon alumni to help him in his process of starting. So the lesson I learned from this is to be scrappy and accept feedback. You're going to be getting crap thrown in your face. You're going to get rejected. You're going to have to figure stuff out on the move. And the method that I like is build the plane after you jump. You're going to jump off the cliff and you have to build the plane on the way down, and then eventually it'll start flying. You have to just jump for it, go all in. And that's what Phil Knight did, and that's how he founded Nike. But first, he started with Tiger. From 1965 to 1966, he opened his first stores in California because he's from Portland, Oregon. Opened his first stores in California, started to expand his marketing of the Tiger shoes, and even opened up the East Coast market. There was some territory that he had to fight for, but he ended up getting it by being persistent with his Japanese business coworkers. Japanese marketing team, shoe producers. And what I got from this is to use your wisdom and knowledge to scale the business consciously. He was very aware of what he was doing at this point and very strategic on consciously scaling the business. So he let customer demand grow the business by putting everything out into market and then letting the customers give him the feedback. So, consistent feedback loops were also a very important part of the foundation of Nike. From 1968 to 1970, he started to innovate shoes and started to make his own stuff with Tiger. Later down the road, he did get in trouble with Tiger and almost got into multiple lawsuits. I'm surprised by how many lawsuits Phil Knight and other founders have had to experience in their companies. And the other thing I forgot to mention is I love reading autobiographies and biographies of successful people. There are so many lessons that you can learn from the people that are above you, that have made more money than you, or have better relationships than you. Whatever your dream outcome is, whatever your desire is, study the people that have already done it. So he made a $1 billion business. I'm going to study what he did. How did he do it? What are the tactics? What are the lessons I can pull from it? And so the lessons I pulled from this era where he started to innovate and then started to get sued and having lawsuits from Tiger is to always be innovating because you never know what's going to happen. Always innovate relentlessly. Small daily little tweaks because he didn't come up with the shoe all in one go. It was one thing after the other, reiterating and reiterating, trying thing after thing until he finally found the perfect product. But it took many more years to do that. So let's dive into 1971 to 1972. Nike finally officially is launched. He founded it when he was coming up with the name for Nike. I thought it was very interesting. Nike almost had a lot of different names, and most of them were animal names or dumb things like Dynamite 6 or something like that. And somebody said Nike is the Greek goddess Aphrodite Nike. So they decided to go with Nike, not knowing the full meaning of I came, I saw, I conquered, and the other things that we know today as the Nike brand. Came up with the swoosh logo, which I believe they paid $50 for. Some student made the logo for him, and they paid him $50, and that was it. So the Nike logo that is so famous today only cost him $50. What I learned from these years of the foundation of Nike itself is to craft and create your own powerful identity. The identity of Nike became associated with Greek goddess and speed and just overall innovation being the best product on the market. So they made the swoosh to make it unique and authentic. Diving into 1974. This is when Nike started to have some athletic endorsements from Oregon and from other track and field athletes because officially these were mostly just made for athletes. It wasn't a widespread shoe yet. It was made for athletes. So they were niched down initially. What I really like about this era was they were optimizing for product market fit. They were niched down into athletes because that product resonates with the growth they could potentially get from the shoe company. Diving into jumping ahead to 1977 when they have a lot of athletic endorsements. They actually have a team that is going to be coming up here soon, but they have teams that are interested in them that are starting to see the innovation that Nike does. And that's when they started to go big. He started to expand across America and started working with more teams. The main thing with this is he started to help with other sales reps and other companies and other people and marketing teams and divisions, starting to spread it. And it really took a toll on Phil and his time. So he had to step into a leadership role even more so. Whereas beforehand, he was just the guy that was innovating the shoe, that was the hustler. But now he has to become a leader. So he led through his relationships with partners, clients, influencers, athletes, and really cultivated a relationship oriented brand. Now jumping to 1979, they got their first official professional team, the Portland Timbers, a basketball team, to um or was it a baseball team? It might have been a baseball team. Either way, actually it was a basketball team. It was a basketball team. They started a manufacture for their uniforms. So they adapted from shoes and started to go into uniforms, and they were selling culture. The culture that we know of Nike today as just do it. I came, I saw, I conquered. You're an athlete. You are going to do the best you possibly can. This is before the Michael Jordan era, but this was still, they started to adopt this culture of winning, 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 winning. This was Phil Knight's favorite phrase. It was winning. I don't care about my competition. I don't care about the money. I care about winning. So the culture is what sold the product. Coming up to the end of the book in 1980, when Nike sells 50% for uh, 300 and something $1 million, which back in the 80s was a lot. So Phil Knight suddenly comes into hundreds of millions of dollars, and he still has influence with Nike to obviously continue to grow it when we get into the Michael Jordan era. But that was the end of this book as far as the foundation of Nike. He just dominated. He dominated in trust, in product, and cultural identity. I want to really quickly recap some of the main themes that I thought were very good from the book and that I pulled away from it, as it was mostly just storytelling. But the stories that I got, the lessons that I got from the stories are as follows: think big before anything else. And always, always think big. We just talked about thinking big with Art of the Deal and so many other big names. They talk about dreaming big and thinking big from the very beginning. He didn't want to make Tiger just a small shoe company in Portland. He knew he was going to take it throughout the United States, and he ended up doing so a little bit differently because things changed along the way, but he thought big and made it big. Number two is to sell what you believe in. Authenticity is what sells. He used to sell encyclopedias, did not do very well. Once he started selling shoes to athletes, he could sell effortlessly. And he just, rejection didn't hurt him at all. And he got yes after yes after yes because he was authentic with what he was selling. For me personally, I did pest control and then solar and various other products like life insurance. I didn't enjoy personally a lot of those things. Could I go out and sell them? Yes. Could I do well? Yeah. But I didn't believe in the product that much. So now I'm diving into my own coaching and I believe in it. I know it changes people's lives. So that's where I'm able to sell this product a lot differently than I am other products. Believe in your product. And when I was selling solar, I believed in it. When I was selling pest control, I believed in it. So believe in whatever you're selling. It helps a lot when you're actually authentic about what you're selling. Lesson 3 is to innovate consistently. Be making small changes over time, and eventually you'll have the perfect product. And last but not least, cultivate relationships. Focus on relationships. That's what's going to grow you. Nothing else can grow you. Only things that matter are the people around you and how you can grow amongst your relationships, whether it's brand deals, clients, family, uh, bosses, employees, whatever it may be. Relationships are the most important thing. So, in conclusion, Phil Knight did not just make shoes, he made a culture and a legacy. Every sales career is built differently year by year. With purpose, practice, and design, you can intentionally create what you want. So if you're ready to step up your sales game, I'd love for you to join the MindFit Skool community. It's completely free. It's linked below. You can check it out. We teach you how to scale yourself, not just your sales, but the bonus is that you'll also scale sales. So I'll see you on the inside. This has been Shoe Dog by Phil Knight.